The governor of the Bank of the Lao PDR, Dr. Bunlua Sinsai Wurawong, told the National Assembly this month that the nature of inflation in Laos is different from that which is usually occur in other countries because 70 to 80% of goods purchased in Laos are imported.
จะเร่งดำเนินการออกข้อตกลงการคุ้มครองเงินตราต่างประเทศเกี่ยวกับการนำเข้าส่งออกสินค้า
Dr. Bunlua Sinsai Wurawong told the National Assembly this month that general policies and measures are not sufficiently effective to rein in price rises.
คุ้มครองเงินตราต่างประเทศจากการลงทุนโดยโกงการคุ้มครอง
Central Bank Governor explained that the surge in the cost of goods and services in Laos is closely linked to the depreciation of the kyib.
มันจะสูงอยู่เนาะระดับอัน 6% บ่มี
Dr. Bunlua said if the value of the kyib falls by 1%, it results in a 0.6% increase in inflation. The bank governor acknowledged that most businesses base the price of their products on what it costs them to buy foreign currencies on the parallel market, which are traded based on supply and demand. The weak kyib is among the key factors driving inflation and is a major roadblock in the government's efforts to curb the rising cost of goods and services.
ถ้าพวกเขาและประชาชนภายในชาติพร้อมเพียงเฮียงหน้าร่วมแรงร่วมจิตร่วมใจกันแก้ไขแล้ว
Dr. Bunlua called for all sectors to join forces to ensure that all sources of foreign currency entering Laos pass through the banking system, thus adding the supply of foreign currency and helping to reduce expenditure on foreign currencies. The Bank of Laos has pledged to ensure that at least 48% of export receipts, or 58% of the export receipts, from which money has been deducted to repay loans in other countries by investors, enter Laos next year. At present, only a little more than 30% of export receipts enters Laos through the banking system. For instance, in 2022, the value of exports stood at $8.19 billion, but only $2.7 billion actually entered the country. The Bank of Laos will continue to tighten its monetary policy to stabilize the value of the kyib as part of efforts to curb inflation and minimize the impacts on the economy as well as the living standards of ordinary people. However, the government is facing an uphill battle in its stated aim to cap the average inflation rate at 9% this year because the cost of goods and services is continuing to rise. Over the past 6 months, the cost of goods and services has soared by 38.06%, affecting household incomes and people's standards of living. At the Cabinet's monthly meeting this week, Prime Minister Sonsai Siphandon instructed the relevant government bodies to make a greater effort to stabilize currency exchange rates, curb skyrocketing inflation, and address the high level of public debt.
ตั้งกลไกเชื่อมโยงข้อมูลระหว่างคะแนนการเพื่อติดตามการไล่เลียง
Bank of Laos governor said it is essential for Laos to limit imports of luxury and non-essential goods that requires large amount of foreign currency while reducing the use of foreign currency within Laos. The government may raise taxes on certain products as a means to restrict imports and reduce the use of foreign currencies.